Hello, and welcome everybody to day 3 of Singularity University's virtual summit on COVID-19, where we've been looking at the state and future of pandemics. Excited to have you here today. My name is Adam Hofmann. I'm the Vice President of Brand and Global Community here at Singularity. Today, we're going to be exploring the implications of COVID-19 on business and organizations and on our role as leaders. So we hope to bring you tons and tons of practical information that you can go out and apply today, hopefully, back into your lives, as we know that they have been disrupted, and we've really been forced to rethink how we do pretty much everything at this point. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you're coming back, thanks for joining us for day 3. I'll show you around Crowdcast and give you some resources here shortly. Singularity University, for those of you who might not know us and are new, we're a global learning, innovation, and community platform that equips leaders with the exponential mindset, tool set, and connections needed to go and solve really big global challenges. This health crisis and pandemic being no exception to that. And we do this with partners all across the world in programs, events, online, and in person. And we really try to craft and curate experiences to bring the right people together to solve really big problems and go in with them and work with their organizations to do the same inside. And so it's for-profits, nonprofits, governments, and everything in between. So thank you for joining us today. We're super excited to have you. Let's get into a couple housekeeping items to get started today. So get my buttons moving here. All right, welcome to day 3, everybody. So a couple reminders to help everybody get started. If you're having connection issues, do me a favor and click up in the help in the top right-hand corner. There's a bunch of options there to help you fix bandwidth issues. The other option is to hover over my video or whoever is presenting, and you'll see a little gear icon. Click on that, and you can downgrade your video stream. That usually helps. Also, all sessions are being recorded, so if you can't be with us throughout the day, you can always go back and watch the sessions. All sessions are also available if you go and click on the schedule in the top left-hand corner. You can go back to previous sessions and watch all those videos whenever you want. They're also on YouTube if you happen to need subtitles or would prefer to see this in a different language. Also, remember, do me a favor, be patient, expect the unexpected. We might have some connection issues. We might see some pets. We might see some family members popping in. We're just meeting people where they're at to bring you really great content right now during this pandemic. We've got some great resources for you as well. So the team will drop these links in the chat here shortly, so it's really easy for you to get to them. But we've got a Facebook group going, so if you want to have more discussion or connect with people, check that out. We also have some ideation sessions going on this cool platform called Be Innovative. We have 6 challenges up there. We love your ideas for how we might solve some of them. That's the link to our YouTube playlist with those videos I just mentioned. And then we're posting all the resources and slides and links and everything that we can get our hands on at su.org/COVID-19. So check that out. Hello, everybody. We've got Madrid, Switzerland, Dubai, Germany, Brazil, Denmark, Thailand, Japan, and I'm sure lots more that I have missed, but thank you for joining us today. I love seeing everybody from all around the world. Let's talk about the headlines. Spain, Iran, and Germany are still the fastest growing cases. We passed 200,000 confirmed cases overnight, which was a pretty big jump. Deaths and recovered, you can see there as well. I'm getting that information from worldometers.info, and then the other stuff is from worldindata.org, as you can see there. The number of confirmed cases is now doubling globally at about every 15 days. The number of deaths is doubling globally every 9 days. Yesterday, this number was 11, so that is accelerating as well. One stat that I pulled out that was interesting that we need to keep an eye on is how our healthcare workers that are really here to help treat all of us are being impacted by all of this. So it's looking in Italy alone that they're approaching 10% of the population of healthcare workers are getting COVID-19, which is extraordinary and very, very unfortunate. There's some really great graphs on our world and data that you can really look at the growth curves. And so we talk about exponential growth here and exponential trends at Singularity University. And sometimes those things are really, really hard to grasp. We tend to think linearly 1, 2, 3, 4, when something like this is really doubling over some period of days. And so you can see how different countries here are responding, and what they're getting, what the confirmed cases look like here. This is the graph of the number of confirmed cases. It looked like it was kind of plateauing and slowing down, but clearly it is still accelerating and picking back up. This was a helpful chart that we came across that shows how in China it does look like it has plateaued, but across the rest of the world it is on a fairly aggressive upslope. This is why you've got so many people talking about flattening the curve and trying to spread out the burden on the healthcare system. Couple headlines that I wanted to point out just to show the impact that this virus is having, and the urgency for all of us to come together and to problem solve, either to be empowered as individuals or collectively together. We see borders shutting down, leaders warning just how severe this crisis is finally. Some countries are talking that it's just not feasible to shut down cities because of economic ramifications. And to our friends in Brazil who have been asking, it looks like Brazil is trying to declare a state of emergency to really get things moving along there. I saw US and Canada mutually agree to suspend travel overnight between the two countries, which is probably the right move. Nigeria has done the same. And at the same time, while we're shutting down borders, we're seeing collaboration across countries. And so you've got Poland receiving stuff from China. And then I know private companies as well have been shipping out gear to help countries' healthcare systems really ramp up for this. We talked a lot about checking the facts and doing your research. This slide is a reminder to do that. We've got some studies that say that coronavirus can survive on surfaces for days. We've got others that debunk stuff that came out a couple days ago about ibuprofen worsening the symptoms. So always, always, always do your homework. We're going to be talking to James Dell later today, who's our head of media, about what's going on in the media world these days and how we can be as informed as possible and check our facts. It's obviously having a massive economic impact. Countries are starting to respond in pretty major ways. You see what Austria is doing. You've got the White House preparing what could be a $1 trillion aid package, impact on currencies. But at the same time, we're seeing interesting things happen. These are the polarities that we talked about yesterday, where the coronavirus turns out might be helping pasta makers. So we have to keep an eye out for both things as we progress. And then, of course, I'm always left amazed by human resiliency and our ability to come together. So I love seeing that you can go and find a list of all the virtual concerts, plays, and museums. I know a lot of celebrities are starting to live cast what they're doing at home, which is super cool to see. It's a great way to take in the arts and just stay plugged in. And then you've got these funny things that are happening, like penguins are roaming aquariums. There's some great hashtags on Twitter you can go follow about work from home cats and such if you need to lighten the load while you're at home. So that takes us to today. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about the business implications and really trying to focus in on how can we give you some practical things that you can do right now as an individual, with your families and your communities, with your businesses, to get through this global health crisis that some people are predicting could not only last weeks, but months, depending on our response, which is why it's so important that you all are here, that you're informed, you're paying attention, you're seeking information, and you're connected to a community and ecosystem that wants to take action and get this thing moving along. So with that, I'm going to go flip to the next session and bring Aaron Frank up on stage, where we're going to talk about virtual worlds. So we'll see you shortly.